Hello, fourth graders. Mrs. Heels here with another art lesson. Today we are going to be drawing robots. Now, your robot has some rules and some requirements. Your robot has to do something to make the world a better place or to help people. So my first robot that I made was the COVID limb, I called it. It's a robot that gives people vaccinations so that we don't need a human being to do that. You can go and sit down in a chair and you put your arm up next to this thing and the vaccine comes and shoots you in the arm. I have seen so many cool robots when I do this in the past when I've done this lesson. People have had robots that cook, robots that help people in the garden, robots that drive for people. So you can design any kind of robot that you want, but it has to do something to help people and or make the world a better place. Like, for example, cleaning up trash in the ocean. That would be a way that you could help make the world a better place. I wanted to show you this video about a Sony robot. He is called Aibo, A-I-B-O, I think, but it's a dog robot. So while you're watching this, think about how if you were going to design this robot and you wanted it to make the world a better place or help people, what could you add to this robot? What functions could you add to this robot to make it fulfill our requirement?
Whoa! Yeah! Hey! You're still waking up. Hey! Wow! His movement is crazy. It is so cool. It's surprisingly animated. There are so many little actuators in here. Hey. Hey, man. Yeah! What's happening? Hey, good boy. Oh, good boy, man. This is weird. This is good. Oh, you like that? Look, he likes it when I did that.
How much do you think Aibo or Aibo cost? He's $1,800 US. So if you have a really great idea and a great drawing and design for your robot, who knows what you could do with it. I knew I wanted my robot to be designed like a chair because have you ever seen those chairs in the drugstore where you go and you put your arm in that round circular thing and it reads your parents' blood pressure? And I know when I was younger, I used to play with those chairs and my kids have played in those chairs. Anyway, I knew I wanted it to be something like a chair so people could sit in and it feel comfortable while they were getting their shot. So I made like a 3D looking chair, and then I decided I wanted to put it on wheels so it could be moved around. And then I had to design the part where you set your arm so that the needle could come through a hole and inject your arm with a vaccine. So this was the design that I came up with. And then I cleaned up all my pencil lines after I went over my lines with Sharpie. So designing robots is really open-ended. There's like endless possibilities for the kind of robot you can design, what its functionality is or what it's capable of doing, and what it looks like. An art teacher friend of mine named Cassie Stevens has a completely different way that she goes about teaching and designing robots. So I thought I would show you some of her video to get your creative juices flowing so you'll have even more ideas.
I'm going to be using geometric shapes. I think I'll in fact erase this circle so I can draw on this other one a little bit better. Let's see. Maybe I'll use a couple of tall rectangles on top of the robot's head. I'm just kind of coming up with some ideas. Maybe there's a little squiggle that connects one of those rectangles to the other. He's got some wires sticking out. Perhaps there's a curve with another curve inside. Those are his robot ear sensors. Oh, that looks pretty good. And of course, I love to draw different patterns and lines and designs. There we go. Maybe on this one, there's a little box on the side and perhaps another little rectangle that comes up. He's not going to be as symmetrical. I'm gonna put a couple of buttons there. And yeah, so think about what different kind of shapes you can add to each one of these to give your robot some variety, to make your robot a little bit different. Okay, so I've got a couple of ideas. I think I'm ready to draw on this one. I really like this idea of it not being symmetrical. So maybe I'll put one there And then something here that's totally different. Maybe a little gadget over here for his ear sensors. Maybe another one there. Yeah, oh, I think I'll draw some designs, borrowing an idea from that one. Cool, okay, now I'm ready for the face. Wow, so many options. Again, I'm gonna draw my dry erase board. Maybe he's a Cyclops. Who has had it? He is a robot that is, I am over it. Look at my face, I am not amused. Whereas this guy, he's just gonna have these really long, shiny rectangles of eyes. You can't really see how this robot is feeling. He's kind of an emotionless robot. This is gonna be like, I think, my Mr. Cool robot. There we go, I'm gonna make his sunglasses a little shiny. So think about what kind of personality you can give your robot. That's what's going to make each one of them really unique. All right, so on this one, I'm gonna give this one some glasses because I wear glasses. So I'm gonna draw a little couple of circles there, and maybe, so I drew 2 circles. Maybe I'll add a little semicircle in there. Color, baby, color. And then if these are glasses, I'm going to connect. Mine, I'm thinking it might be Professor Robot, who's at your service and is going to be doing all of your homework for you. Wouldn't that be amazing? All right, now the mouth. This guy, I already know. He's gonna be pretty happy. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 curved lines. Maybe I can draw some lines inside like that. But what could you do? Maybe it's got a rectangle for a mouth. This is gonna be a baby bot. So he's got 1 little tooth in his mouth. There we go. How about this guy? He's Mr. Cool. There we go. Look at that. Suddenly they have a personality. And this robot, meh, over it. All right, tough guy. There we go. Now comes time for the body. So when it comes to the body, before you do that, I'm going to draw 2 little lines for the neck. Ooh, I almost forgot my favorite way to show emotion. There we go, eyebrows. All right, so next up comes the body. Do I want my robot to have a really long torso? Because if he does, then the legs will end up being really short. And if I give him a really short torso, then he's going to end up with these really long legs. Both of those ideas are great. I just have to decide which one I want for my robot. Again, I'm thinking about variety. What can make my robot really unique and different? I think I'll go with a horizontal line, one of my elements of art. I'm going to bring my lines down diagonally, bringing it inward diagonally, and then maybe I will connect like this. Now, on the inside of the torso, you can start to add the details of your robot. I love to always draw a little heart inside my robot. There we go. And then you can add dials and switches and buttons and on and off and a keyboard and a little slot to show the heart monitor. It's up to you. The more unique things you add, the better. All right, this one's shaping up pretty good. Next up, I'm going to work on the arms. It could have 2 arms, or it could have a bunch of arms. I'm gonna stick with 2 for this one. I'm gonna draw a curved line that goes up, and another curved line that goes up. Ooh, these arms are long. The cool thing is if you're drawing along with me, here or here, and if I ever go too fast, or you miss something, if I'm going too fast, you can just hit the pause button. And if you miss something, well, of course, you can just rewind me a little bit and I'll repeat myself. All right, I love to draw little pinchers. I make a backwards letter C, doot, doot, and connect. He looks like he's scratching his head. Maybe he's getting an idea. All right, and my other one, I think I'll do it the same, but going in the opposite direction. Another one coming down. There we go. Boop. Okay, next up, I think I will add some legs. I'm gonna give him a leg that comes down, Another one that comes down, and I want to have something that makes him really silly, so I'm going to give him these great, big, stinky robot feet. Do you think a robot's feet stink? I don't know. I don't know. And he's going to be like doing a little dance. What do you say? He's got one foot that comes up. He's tapping it. He's playing some music while he's doing my homework. That's what he's doing. I don't know if that's a good idea, robot. I don't want you to get any of my math problems wrong. I want to show what he's made out of. So I'm going to add a couple of lines to show the bolts. Maybe he's constructed that way. I could add those on my face, but for now, I think I'll just keep those on the feet. This guy, I think I'm gonna make him be on wheels. So I'm gonna draw a letter U, and then another letter U, and then I'll draw lines. Remember we talked about texture? These are the texture of the wheels, right? Now, granted, if you touched it, it doesn't have a texture. That's why this is called implied texture. I'm giving you the idea that it looks as though it would have a texture. Better draw some more on here. There we go.
Supplies you're gonna need today include a pencil, an eraser, and about a 9 by 12 inch piece of white drawing paper. If you have something a little smaller or a little larger, that's okay. Remember, when you're planning out where to put your robot on your paper, that's called designing your composition. So if you know you want him to have a really big head and a little body, kind of plan that out on your page. If you know you want him to be proportional, kind of like a human or an animal that we would all identify, then you need to plan your composition according that way. Boys and girls, I'm going to leave you with a couple of slides that you can pause. One has a bunch of ideas for like a Cassie Stevens style robot, and one of them is just a bunch of images that you could look at. I think if you see if you can find the R2-D2 looking image, I think he probably was designed based on a vintage or really old vacuum cleaner. So take a look and see what you think. I will see you next class.